What about now? Haribol, haribol.
Yes po.
Okay.
Hindi po yata sir naka-ano po, enable original sound.
Ano?
Hindi po yata naka-enable original sound.
Naka-original na dito eh. Yun ang problema nito eh. Sandali ah. Siguro dito ko lang siya gawin. O na. Nandito ba si Elinet? Si Elinet na lang kaya muna mag-kirtan. Elinet, can you do the
Wala pa po.
kirtan, please?
Sina Sir Isaac po sir, andito po.
Ano niya si Isa?
Yes po.
Okay. Isaac. Ikaw muna mag-kirtan, Isaac. Parang wala rin si Isaac yata. Haribol, Isaac. Wala rin si Elinet. Elinet, are you there?
Yes po, Aribol.
Pwede kang mag-kirtan muna, Net.
Yes po, yes po.
Mahina ang sound mo, ha?
Yes. Aribol, loud na po.
Yan, okay na.
Mga 6 minutes, sir.
Yan, mga ganun.
Aribol. Namaon, Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prasthaya, Bhutale, Srimate Sira, Karupananda, Paramahamsa Namine, Namaon, Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prasthaya, Bhutale, Srimate Sira, Swarupananda, Paramahamsa Nami, Namo Sira, Swarupananda, Paramahamsa Namine, Gora Karuna, Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prasthaya, Aja Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Gadadara, Shvasade Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Gadadara, Shivasade Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, Haribo, Nitai Gaur, Haribo, 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 Radharani, Shama Sundar Vrindavan, 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 Haribo, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bol, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Hare Bol, Jaya Jaya, Gurudev, Jaya Jaya, Srila Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya, Gurudev, Jaya Jaya, Srila Prabhupada. Haribol, salamat po.
Maraming salamat.
po.
Maraming salamat, Elinette. Na-late tayo kasi nagkaroon ng aftershocks. Lakas ng ano dito, ng earthquake kanina. Hapon, mga 7.6 magnitude. And then there were series of aftershocks, kaya nawala ng kuryente, but naging okay na ulit. So I hope maging okay na to. You guys can hear me well? Do I have a good sound?
Yes po, sir.
Very nice. Okay, sige. So let us all pray. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shimati Sirasvarupananda Paramahamsa Itinamine Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Haribol. Thank you very much, Mr. Freddie Merck.
Namaste, Haribol.
Namaste. Mukhang ano ka. May sakit ka ba, Fred?
Hindi
Parang
naman. Wala naman.
Hindi naman.
Medyo
Just
lang.
resting. Okay. All right, let's continue our reading on Srimad Bhagavatam. I think Mr. Pravin will be our first reader. So this is going to be text, no, Canto 2, text 11 and text 12. Go ahead, Mr. Pravin.
Sorry, Bol, can you hear me?
Yes, you have a very good sound.
Okay. Text 11, translation. O King, constant chanting of the holy name of the Lord after the ways of the great authorities is the doubtless and fearless way of success for all, including those who are free from all material desires, those who are desirous of all material enjoyment, and also those who are self-satisfied by dint of transcendental knowledge. Purport. In the previous verse, the great necessity of attaining attachment to Mukund has been accredited. There are different types of persons who desire to attain success in different varieties of pursuits. Generally, the persons are materialists who desire to enjoy the fullest extent the material gratification. Next to them are the transcendentalists who have attained perfect knowledge about the nature of material enjoyment and thus are aloof from such an illusory way of life. More or less, they are satisfied in themselves by self-realization. Above them are the devotees of the Lord, who neither aspire to enjoy the material world nor desire to get out of it. They are after the satisfaction of the Lord Sri Krishna. In other words, the devotees of the Lord do not want anything on their personal account. If the Lord desires, the devotees can accept all sorts of material facilities. And if the Lord does not desire this, the devotee can leave aside all sorts of facilities, even up to the limit of salvation. Nor are they self-satisfied, because they want the satisfaction of the Lord only. In this verse, Sri Shukadev Goswami recommends the transcendental chanting of the holy name of the Lord. By offenseless chanting and hearing of the holy name of the Lord, one becomes acquainted with the transcendental form of the Lord, and then with the attributes of the Lord, and then with the transcendental nature of his pastimes, etc. Here it is mentioned that one should constantly chant the holy name of the Lord after hearing it from authorities. This means that hearing from the authorities is the first essential. Hearing of the holy name gradually promotes one to the stage of hearing about his form, about his attributes, his pastimes, and so on. And thus, the necessity of the chanting of his glories develops successively. This process is recommended not only for the successful execution of devotional service, but also even for those who are materially attached. According to Sri Shukadev Goswami, this way of attaining success is an established fact, concluded not only by him, but also by all other previous acharyas. Therefore, there is no need of further evidence. The process is recommended not only for the progressive students in different departments of ideological success, but also for those who are already successful in their achievement as fruitive workers, as philosophers, or as devotees of the Lord. Srila Jiva Goswami instructs that chanting of the holy name of the Lord should be loudly done, and it should be performed offenselessly as well, as recommended in the Padma Purana. One can deliver himself from the effects of all sins by surrendering himself unto the Lord. One can deliver himself from all one can deliver himself from all offenses at the feet of the Lord by taking shelter of his holy name. But one cannot protect himself if one commits an offense at the feet of the holy name of the Lord. Such offenses are mentioned in the Padma Purana as being 10 in number. The first offense is to vilify the great devotees who have preached about the glories of the Lord. The second offense is to see the holy names of the Lord in terms of worldly distinction. The Lord is the proprietor of all universes, and therefore he may be known in different places by different names, but that does not in any way qualify the fullness of the Lord. Any nomenclature which is meant for the Supreme Lord is as holy as the others, because they are all meant for the Lord. Such holy names are as powerful as the Lord, and there is no bar for anyone in any part of the creation to chant and glorify the Lord by the particular name of the Lord as it is locally understood. They are all auspicious, and one should not distinguish such names of the Lord as material commodities. The third offense is to neglect the orders of the authorized acharya or spiritual masters. The fourth offense is to vilify scriptures or Vedic knowledge. The fifth offense is to define the holy name of the Lord in terms of one's mundane calculation. The holy name of the Lord is identical with the Lord himself, and one should understand the holy name of the Lord to be non-different from him. The sixth offense is to interpret the holy name. The Lord is not imaginary, nor is his holy name. There are persons with a poor fund of knowledge who think the Lord to be an imagination of the worshipper and therefore think his holy name to be imaginary. Such a chanter of the name of the Lord cannot achieve the desired success in the matter of chanting the holy name. The seventh offense is to commit sins intentionally on the strength of the holy name. In the scriptures, it is said that one can be liberated from the effects of all sinful actions simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord. One who takes advantage of this transcendental method and continues to commit sins on the expectation of neutralizing the effects of sins by chanting the holy name of the Lord is the greatest offender of the Lord, greatest offender at the feet of the holy name. Such an offender cannot purify himself by any recommended method of purification. In other words, one may be a sinful man before chanting the holy name of the Lord, but after taking shelter in the holy name of the Lord and becoming immune, one should strictly restrain himself from committing sinful acts with a hope that his method of chanting the holy name will give him protection. The eighth offense is to consider the holy name of the Lord and his chanting method to be equal to some material auspicious activity. There are various kinds of good works for material benefits, but the holy name and its chanting are not mere auspicious holy services. Undoubtedly, the holy name is holy service, but he should never be utilized for such purposes. Since the holy name of the Lord are, since the holy name and the Lord are of one and the same identity, one should not try to bring the holy name into the service of mankind. The idea is that the Supreme Lord is the supreme enjoyer. He is no one's servant or order supplier. Similarly, since the holy name of the Lord is identical with the Lord, one should not try to utilize the holy name for one's personal service. The ninth offense is to instruct those who are not interested in chanting the holy name of the Lord about the transcendental nature of the holy name. If such instruction is imparted to an unwilling audience, the act is considered to be an offense at the feet of the holy name. The 10th offense is to become uninterested in the holy name of the Lord, even after hearing of the transcendental nature of the holy name. The effect of chanting the holy name of the Lord is perceived by the chanter as liberation from the conception of false egoism. False egoism is exhibited by thinking oneself to be the enjoyer of the Lord and thinking everything in the world to be meant for the enjoyment of one's self only. The whole materialistic world is moving under such false egoism of I and mine. But the factual effect of chanting the holy name is to become free from such misconceptions. Haribol.
Haribo. Haribo, namaste. Thank you very much, Mr. Pravin. So very, very clearly stated here about the 10 offenses against the holy names of Krishna. So, like uh, it is described that the holy names is the recommended process for self-realization in this day and age. In other words, the materialists, when they take to the holy names, when they chant the holy names, um, when they are um, willing to chant the holy names like this, they will they will have purification. That is the effect of chanting the holy names. Yeah. So even though a person may be materialistic, he can already engage in devotional service. In other words, you don't need to become pure first in order to chant the holy names. Even if you are very materialistic, very sinful, uh, full of enviousness, etc., in your heart. But, when you chant the holy names of the Lord sincerely, all these impurities in the heart and in the mind dissipates. Yeah. And therefore, it can actually help the person who is so materialistic and sinful to become a lover of God from being attached and a lover of this world. Yeah. So also it is described here that it is recommended to those who have already achieved some sort of self-realization. Yeah. In other words, a person who may be unattached to the world, yeah, and tries to meditate like this, um, can also chant the holy names of the Lord and can be purified. And thirdly, of course, the devotees of the Lord. The devotees of the Lord uh, fully understand the uh, the importance of chanting the holy names of the Lord, because the devotees of the Lord sees the holy names of Krishna as none different from Krishna himself, because it is recommended by Sukadev Goswami. In other words, the chanting of the holy names of Krishna was recommended since time immemorial. And at this point in time, when Maharaj Pariksit asked for assistance as to how he can get out from the wheel of birth and death and be able to actually achieve spiritual perfection in this lifetime. Uh, Sukadev Goswami gave him instructions, and one of these instructions specifically is the chanting of the holy names of Krishna. So everybody must take to the chanting of the holy names of God, whether you're a devotee, whether you are a yogi or a meditator, or whether you are a materialist. You can benefit from simply hearing and chanting of the holy names of Krishna. Now it is described here. Also, this is described in the nectar of devotion about the 10 offenses against the holy names of Krishna. Yeah, and so we've heard about so many different types of offenses against the holy names. No, uh, I will not repeat all the 10, but I can give you a little explanation on some of it. For example, chanting or committing an offense on the strength of chanting the holy names. Like you know that this is bad. You know that um, um, this is not good for your spiritual life, and you know that this is actually offensive, but you still do it, and then you chant the holy names of Krishna. While chanting the holy names of Krishna, you are actually doing an offense. This is a great offense. This is really a great offense. Yeah. Um, Very important also is committing an offense against um, a pure devotee of God, the spiritual master who is there to guide us all for our spiritual enlightenment, and then you try to offend that person. That is very, very um, that is actually very offensive, and it will not help you achieve the goal of life. In fact, it has an opposite effect. It hardens your heart rather than cleanse your heart, especially if you're going to offend a pure devotee of Krishna. Yeah. Making the holy names, uh, equating the holy names with any material sound vibration. That is also very offensive. When you equate when you equate the holy names, because the holy names is transcendental, and any material sound vibration can never be equated with the holy names. So if a person equates sound vibration, or material sound vibration with the chanting of the holy names of Krishna as one and the same, that is a great offense. The holy names of Krishna is so pure and all purifying that it can never be equated with any material sound. So these are all 10 offenses. What I describe are just the important. All the 10 offenses are important actually to remember, but I I only describe some of them. Okay, so that is the verdict of Sukadev Goswami when he gave instructions to uh, Maharaj Pariksit. Okay, so uh, who is our next reader?
Ma'am Ellen at po, sir.
Go ahead,
Haribol,
Ellen.
Namaste, Krishna Krishna.
Haribo, Haribo.
Text 12. What is the value of a prolonged life which is wasted and experienced by years in this world? Better a moment of full consciousness, because that gives one a start in searching after his supreme interest. Purport. Srila Sukadev Goswami instructed Maharaj Pariksit about the importance of the chanting of the holy name of the Lord by every progressive gentleman in order to encourage the king, who had only 7 remaining days of lives. Srila Sukadev Goswami asserted that there is no use in living hundreds of years without any knowledge of the problems of life. Better to live for a moment with full consciousness of the supreme interest to be fulfilled. The supreme interest of life is eternal, with full knowledge and bliss. Those who are bewildered by the external features of the material world and are engaged in the animal propensities of the eat, drink, and be merry type of life are simply wasting their lives by the unseen passing away of valuable years. We should know in perfect consciousness that human life is bestowed upon the conditioned soul to achieve spiritual success. And the easiest possible procedure to attain this end is to chant the holy name of the Lord. In the previous verse, we have discussed this point to a certain extent, and we may further be enlightened on the different types of offenses committed unto the feet of the holy name. Srila Jiva Goswami Prabhu has quoted many passages from authentic scriptures and have ably supported the statements in the matter of offenses at the feet of the holy name. From Vishnu Yamala Tantra, Srila Jiva Goswami has proven that one can be deliberated from the effects of all sins simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Quoting from the Markandeya Purana, Sri Goswami Ji says that one should neither blaspheme the devotee of the Lord nor indulge in hearing others who are engaged in belittling a devotee of the Lord. A devotee should try to restrict the behavior by cutting out his tongue, and being unable to do so, one should commit suicide rather than hear the blaspheming of the devotee of the Lord. The conclusion is that one should neither hear nor allow vilification of a devotee of the Lord. As far as distinguishing the Lord's holy name from the name of the demigods, the revealed scripture disclosed in Bhagavad Gita 10:41 that all extraordinarily powerful beings are but part and parcels of the supreme energetic Lord Krishna. Except for the Lord himself, everyone is subordinate. No one is independent of the Lord. Since no one is more powerful than or equal to the energy of the Supreme Lord, no one's name can be as powerful as that of the Lord. By chanting of the Lord's holy name, one can derive all stipulated energy synchronized from all sources. Therefore, one should not equalize the supreme holy name of the Lord with any other name. Brahma, Shiva, or any other powerful god can never be equal to the Supreme Lord Vishnu. The powerful holy name of the Lord can certainly deliver one from sinful effects, but one who desires to utilize this transcendental potency of the holy name of the Lord in one's sinister activities is the most degraded person in the world. Such persons are never excused by the Lord or by any agent of the Lord. One should, therefore, utilize one's life in glorifying the Lord by all means, without any offense. Such activity of life, even for a moment, is never to be compared to a prolonged life of ignorance, like the lives of the tree and other living entities who may live for thousands of years without prosecuting spiritual advancement. Namaste.
Stay, Elinet, Haribol. So, very clearly stated here that it is better to actually live, no? It is actually better to live a short time in this world and listen listen to the holy names of Krishna and chant the holy names of Krishna. Listen to the instructions of Gurudev. It is actually better to live very, very short rather than to live thousands of years, but one doesn't have any interest in spiritual enlightenment. Yeah. So if a person lives, for example, Maharaj Pariksit is to only live for 7 days, and at that time, people in at that time can live for hundreds of years, no? Some even a thousand years, like that. They can live for thousands of years, but if they don't have Krishna, if they don't have devotional service in their life, if they don't chant the holy names of Krishna, then that life is actually a waste of time. They may have some, they may have some value when they try to chant other names of the names of the demigods, for instance, Brahma, uh, Lord Shiva, and other demigods. They can chant the whole these names, but cannot be it cannot be equated with Krishna, because Krishna is there can be no one greater to or equal to him, equal to Krishna. Everybody is subordinate to Krishna, including all the powerful demigods of the celestial world. No? So that is also one of the great offense when you try to use the holy names of Krishna for your own sensual gratification. You know, you try to put forward the name of Krishna and ask for material gain and salvation like this. This is actually material material devotion or material relationship with God, and it doesn't help a person to become freed from the onslaught of material existence. You cannot be you cannot uh, achieve the greatest goal of life, which is love for Krishna, if you are a materialist. If you're only interested in material gain, bhukti, and mukti, salvationism or liberation. If you're only interested in these two, this is called material life, because the uh, central enjoying figure is not Krishna. It is you. It is me. I'm praying, or I'm meditating, or I'm chanting for material benefits like this. This will destroy you. This will destroy your devotion to Krishna, because you are only interested in your own sensual pleasure and sensual gratification. So really, Sukadev Goswami here is telling us all that to be uh, if we want to be perfect in our spiritual journey, yeah, uh, engage in these instructions of regularly hearing and chanting of God's names offenselessly. You have to come to the point of offenselessly. What does that mean? Offenselessly means that when you chant with all heart and soul, with all uh, uh, with all your heart, you must not commit an offense while doing that. But of course, in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, or the Nectar of Devotion, it is also described there that because material nature is so, it is so full of uh, distractions. Also, because of the power of illusion, the power of Maya. Yeah, because the power of Maya stays in the heart, in everyone's heart. If you are not sincere in your devotional life with Krishna, Maya will stay in your heart. So it becomes very difficult to actually transcend, to actually become purified like this. So that's why in the in the nectar of devotion, it is described how uh, sometimes you chant offensively. You chant offensively like this. Although this is not an ideal activity for somebody who wants to escape the wheel of birth and death. Offensively in the beginning. Yeah, you may chant, but at the same time you fall down, chant, fall down. You chant again, you fall down again, like this. This is called bhukti and mukti, actually. But by the mercy of the holy names of Krishna, and by the mercy of the pure devotee of Krishna, especially if the pure devotee of Krishna uh, gives you personal instructions. Yeah, you now become uh, pleasing to the pure devotee of Krishna. So because of that mercy, one can come to the point of offenseless chanting. So it is described that chanting in Kali Yuga, you may chant and then fall down, chant, fall down like this. Every time you fall down, you just have to rise up again and chant. Continue chanting. Cry tears of repentance. When you find yourself very, very demoniac already, like your mind is uncontrollable anymore, like this, yeah, ask for spiritual strength from the spiritual master and to Nitai Gaur and Krishna. Depending on one's sincerity, you get the protection of Krishna. Some people, they use their falling out from chanting as a means to forget Krishna. Anyway, I'm a very, very offensive devotee. Yeah. So why don't I just forget everything? Why don't I just forget being a devotee of Krishna? Anyway, I'm already very sinful, and I don't have a face anymore to show Krishna because I'm very sinful, like this. So they totally forget about the process, yeah, and and moving forward to become a demon. This is uh, very, very dangerous. That's why we should always be humble. We must always be humble and not think that we are devotees already, that we are not, that we are not, uh, we are never um, affected by uh, the material laws of nature or by Maya. Don't ever think that you are already okay, because even great saints and sages, even the confidential, loving servants of Krishna, the first class devotees, do not think of themselves as great devotees. They always think that everybody is a devotee except himself. Yeah. Such is the purity of the heart of a pure devotee of Krishna. And we should never imitate the pure devotee of Krishna. So it is advised here that we have to uh, be wary or be uh, cautious of offending a great devotee of Krishna. Offending a great devotee of Krishna is actually very, very dangerous. It is called, I'm sorry, it is called an elephant offense. Elephant offense is very dangerous. It's no matter how spiritual, um, how you grew spiritually, no matter how advanced you are spiritually. But if you committed a, if a person commits an elephant offense, it's actually very easy for him to go down and totally become a demoniac person. So this is one thing that we have to be very cautious. Sometimes in our daily lives, yeah, we try to talk loosely amongst others, and sometimes we hear other devotees, like criticizing another devotee like this, criticizing this and that devotee. This is very dangerous to actually, you know, become a marites and enjoying what you're hearing. This is actually dangerous. Don't engage in this type of gossiping, yeah, because you don't know. You come to the point wherein when you're chanting, it is tasteless already. You don't taste the sweet names of Krishna anymore. So when you come to that point, that is a sign that you have actually committed offenses against the holy names, against the pure devotee, against Krishna. If you come to that point, really you have to cry tears of repentance from Krishna, from Gurudev, from Nitai Gaur, and continue your spiritual life where you left it off. Just continue. Humbly continue again your spiritual life. Don't ever stop. Don't ever stop. Yeah. One more reader.
Haribol, Namaste.
Namaste, Mabel. Go ahead.
Text 13, translation. The saintly king Katvanga, after being informed that the duration of his life would be only a moment more, at once freed himself from all material activities and took shelter of the supreme safety, the personality of Godhead, purport. A fully responsible man should always be conscious of the prime duty of the present human form of life. The activities to meet the immediate necessities of material life are not everything. One should always be alert in his duty for attainment of the best situation in the next life. Human life is meant for preparing ourselves for the prime duty. Maharaj Katvanga is mentioned herein as a saintly king because even within the responsibility of the state management, he was not at all forgetful of the prime duty of life. Such was the case of other Rajarsis, saintly kings like Maharaj Yudhisthira and Maharaj Pariksit. They were all exemplary personalities on account of their being alert in discharging their prime duty. Maharaj Katvanga was invited by the demigods in the higher planets to fight demons, and as a king, he fought the battles to the full satisfaction of the demigods. The demigods, being fully satisfied with him, wanted to give him some benediction for material enjoyment, but Maharaj Katvanga, being very much alert to his prime duty, inquired from the demigods about his remaining duration of life. This means that he was not as anxious to accumulate some material benediction from the demigods as he was to prepare himself for the next life. He was informed by the demigods, however, that his life would last only a moment longer. The king at once left the heavenly kingdom, which is always full of material enjoyment of the highest standard, and coming down to this earth, took ultimate shelter of the all-safe personality of Godhead. He was successful in his great attempt and achieved liberation. This attempt, even for a moment, by a saintly king, was successful because he was always alert to his prime duty. Maharaj Pariksit was thus encouraged by the great Sukadev Goswami, even though he had only 7 days left in his life to execute the prime duty of hearing the glories of the Lord in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. By the will of the Lord, Maharaj Pariksit instantly met the great Sukadev Goswami, and thus the great treasure of spiritual success left by him is nicely mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Haribol Namaste, Haribol everyone. Thank you po.
Haribol, thank you, Mabel. So an example also is given of a certain, saintly king by the name of King uh, Mahatvanga. Mahatvanga. He actually was invited to the heavenly planets because he was a great Kshatriya at the same time, and he was invited by the demigods to fight the demons because in the heavenly planets there are also many demons there. Yeah, so he went there and defeated all the demons, and it actually pleased the demigods, and wanted to give him a material benediction. But then he was not in any way interested in material benediction. Um, his only interest is his prime duty. His prime duty as a king, yeah, is to elevate people from being materialists to being devotees of God. And of course, when he was offered that benediction, uh, he totally rejected it and was told by some of the demigods there that his life will not be long enough for him to uh, enjoy life. He will he his life was shortened to just a moment, no, just a moment. So immediately, he rejected that idea. Even as a devotee of Krishna, even though he may be living for another thousands of years, the devotee of Krishna would not accept such offer, because you know the pleasures one uh, achieves, one experiences in the um, in the uh, heavenly planets is actually material pleasures. They have a beginning and they have an end. Devotee understands that. He realizes that fully. So, what is the gain? What is the gain when you try to, enjoy your benediction and live for thousands of years and just live like a materialist? Just live with sense gratification as the goal of life. That is not. That is not. It does not um, make a devotee say yes to that offer. In other words, he's not attracted by that material benediction. He would rather leave the world. He would rather uh, focus on his prime duty, yeah, and become a unalloyed devotee of Krishna. This is actually uh, the heart and mind and consciousness of great devotees of Krishna. Mahatvanga. Yeah. So similarly, um, Maharaj Pariksit was to live for only 7 more days. Very, very short time, 7 more days. And he wanted to find the real meaning of life. He wanted to ask uh, from his spiritual master, Sukadev Goswami, how what is it, how to get out from the wheel of birth and death, how am I going to do this, etc. So he was given these instructions by his spiritual master, Sukadev Goswami. He took it, you know, when he listened, to the instructions of Sukadev Goswami, he actually did not eat anymore, did not drink water anymore. He just sat down there listening, hearing the pastimes of Krishna, hearing the glories of Krishna like this, uh, and totally did not have any interest, did not have any interest of engaging in material activities. So therefore, on the seventh day, he actually became very successful in his spiritual life. He was beaten by this bird snake, and and totally gave up his body and went back to the spiritual world with Krishna. So he became very, very successful in his spiritual life. So hanggang dito na lang tayo kasi wala tayong oras. If you have any questions, you may ask. Do you have any questions? Mandy, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Haribol.
Haribo,
Mm,
sir.
mm. Anyway, let's continue our reading of Srimad Bhagavatam on Wednesday of next week. Okay. So in the meantime, who is scheduled to do the chant?
Mama Bell po, sir.
Mabel, take it away.
Haribol, namaste, Haribol everyone.
Haribol.
Gurudev, Jai Jai Nitai Gaur, Haribol. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prastaya, Bhutale, Shrimate Siddha Swarupananda, Paramahamsa Iti Namine, Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shivasade Gaur Bhaktivinoda, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, 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 Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita, Jaya Jaya, Gaura Bhaktivinoda, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda,
Haribol, thank you very much, Mabel,
Thank you very
for
much.
that beautiful exit kirtan. I'd like to thank Alinette for the entry kirtan also. Thank you. Uh, Rhea and Freddie Merck for the admin of the room. Maraming salamat sa inyo.
Maraming
Thank
salamat din, Sir Raday.
Jaya Krishna, my friend. Yeah. Also for everyone who took turns in reading, maraming salamat po sa inyo. Jaya Krishna. Also, Janner and his family, Mina and Kalkidas, for co-hosting this particular class. Maraming salamat sa inyo.
Daghang salamat, sir. Hare Krishna.
Jaya Krishna. Over to you, Rhea.
Haribol Namaste everyone. Thank you very much din po si Radha. And thank you Mama Bell for the closing kirtan, Ma'am Elinette for the opening kirtan. At sa lahat ng readers po natin at sa lahat ng umattend, Haribol, Jaya Jaya Gurudev Krishna.
Ingat po kayo lahat. Take good care of yourselves. Okay.
Haribol Namaste everyone.
Jaya Krishna, Haribol.
Jaya Krishna, Haribol.
Po,
Kindly leave na lang po kayo ng Zoom kasi naghang yung laptop doon naka-host yung account. Haribol, Namaste everyone.
Haribol, Namaste.